It's not just a simple walk. It's not walk for fun, but walk for peace. So when we walk, every step, we mindful with it, either with our breath or our feet. We have to be mindful with it. And when we greet people, we also have to be mindful with it too. Let's say today, the long, really long way is people everywhere. All the way from the lunch point to here. Just so many people come out for this same mission piece. And then when we arrive here, so many people that I wasn't expected it. And tonight is Thursday night? Friday night? No wonder. Okay. Well, I hope tomorrow, I don't know about tomorrow's weekend, so probably it's a lot more. But this is overwhelmed with all this love. It is overwhelmed. But we are here. We have heard everything out there already, right? Is it affected us at all? Yes? Some affected, some not. Right? Let us not to let anything interfere ourselves, jump in between ourselves and our thoughts, our mind. You know why? Because this is going to happen every day out there. We have faced this many times in our life already. Many things, not just this. Many things. And so if we keep letting people to trigger us, we will be suffered. So the best way is not to react. He already declared that he will follow me to the Washington DC already. That's what he said. So every day he will do that. So let us focus on our thing, right? This is what we need to do. We don't need to worry about anything else. Right now we are here, so just be mindful with what we are doing right now, this present moment, here and now. Can we do this? Yes. Okay. No sidetrack, okay? Even if you see aloka coming out. What is that supposed to mean? No, we cannot do that, right? Well, if we are mindful enough, when we are mindful with ourselves, with our breath, with our thing, we are not going to react the same way as we are in the past. Right? We always react when things come that we are not satisfied, not happy with. And so we always react. And then when we react, it's like this piece of rock. Hit with this piece of rock. Two pieces of rock hitting each other, and then what happened? It will break, right? Broke into many pieces. Our life is like that. It's been like that. We have been broken down into many pieces for many times already. With families, with kids, with work, with everything in life. We've been encountered that for many times. We have broke down for so long and so many times, but we didn't realize. And of course, we realize when we suffer, when we cry, but at that time, and then after that, we forgot. We move on just like nothing happened. And then when things happen again, we react and run into the same problem. So let's say if we encounter a problem, if we don't react, we'll be happy and peaceful. If we react, then we encounter into a fight. Verbally and physically. Verbally, okay. But always started with our mind first, and then verbal, right? Verbal, not enough. We gonna come to the action physically. When we encounter physically, what will happen and where would we go? There are 3 places for us to go. The first place is hospital. The second place is jail. Ask our police officer to see if that's right. The third place is funeral. We have seen a lot of funerals, right? If we are not mindful, those are the 3 places we will go. And then when we go there, are we at peace? There are a lot of people send a message and send flowers, rest in peace. Would we be at peace or no? No, because when we still alive, we're not at peace. So when we die, we cannot be in peace. Okay, we cannot be at peace when we die either. So we have to be at peace when we still survive, when we still alive. Still live in this world, we have to be peaceful every day. We really don't want to go back to the old days and then suffer anymore. That is why we are coming out here for peace, for this mission, for this walk. Is that right? Yes. Because we realize that there's something going on in ourselves, within ourselves, in our family, and the society, in this country, in this world. That's why when we know about this movement, and everybody just come out for it to support, to show support and to walk with us. Now that I realize that not our venerable monks are walking along to Washington DC anymore, I know that. I realize that there are so many people who will walk with us. So will you walk with us then? Yes? Yes? Tomorrow at 6:30 we'll start. This is the first time ever that I asked this question and the energies were so wow. And then when I say 6:30 and you crack up. I say, this venerable monk is so funny. No, just in spirit. Okay? You look at our officers, they probably not going to be happy when they hear all of us going to be on the road tomorrow at 6:30. Okay? So all of us have to walk together in this journey, but in spirit. We will do physically and spirit. All I expect, all I ask and respectfully ask all of us here to join us in this mission, in this journey, to walk in spirit only. By practice to be mindful, every moment of our life. Because we don't have much energy to waste. We don't know when we will die. We could die within any second. Breathe in, without, breathe out, we die. When we sleep, we probably cannot wake up. But there are so many people willing to hit the snooze button to continue sleep in the morning. And then probably not going to wake up. Right? Nobody can guarantee this, right? No one in this world can guarantee our life that we can still survive tomorrow. It could happen anytime. So we have to take advantage of this moment, at this time, this call for all of us to awaken our peace and loving kindness and compassion and happiness within us. It's already there. It's been with us for so long. It's just that you lock it up and you hide it somewhere and you've forgotten. And that is why when you breathe in and breathe out just like a robot every day, never pay attention to our breath to see if it's long or short. We just breathe to survive. And when I talk about this, seriously, this is not about Buddhists. Mindfulness is for all beings, not all about Buddhists. We teach mindfulness we practice mindfulness, but it's not for Buddhists, it's for all beings. We all human beings, we deserve to have mindfulness. And it's already with us. It's just that we have to awaken it. Don't let it go back to sleep anymore. Because it's already within our breath. We breathe in and breathe out every second. So all we need to do is just be mindful of with our breath going in and out. Aware of each breath go in, aware of each breath go out. By this nostril area, just like a gatekeeper. The gatekeepers will know who go in and who goes out. Right? So we put our mind right there, our concentration right there, and then focus on our breath going in and out, just like the gatekeeper sitting there and notice this person going in, that person going out. Naturally, without forcing our breath. Just breathe in and breathe out the way it is. We can also recite silently in, out. When we breathe in, recite in, breathe out, recite out. We can also do that. Or we can also do the counting to support our concentration, because we don't have this habit. If whoever that practice mindfulness meditation, breathing meditation, then you know how difficult it is at the beginning. But for most of us, we don't have this experience because we've been chasing things and materials and chasing the outside world for so long. Our mind is always head out there. It's not coming back within. And this physical body is the house for our mind. But it's always vacant because our mind is always out there, barely coming back. Right? And so when we breathe in and breathe out, we can also count. Breathe in, count 1, breathe out, count 1, in 2, out 2, in 3, out 3, in 4, out 4, in 5, out 5. And then reset, started from 1, 1, 2, 2, into 6, 6. And then go back, 1, 1, into 7, 7. Go back, 1, 1 to 8, 8. 1, 1 to 9, 9. 1, 1 to 10, 10. And then start over again from 1 to 5. This is how we support our mind to concentrate on our breath. 1, breathe in, count 1, breathe out, count 1. We have 2 jobs to do. That is why the mind can easily stay here, focus here. But if we can just breathe in and breathe out, that's awesome. Just do that. If not, then use the counting method along with the breathing to support our concentration. When we breathe in and breathe out, the mind will pop up with different thoughts. Thought about the past, thought about the future. We always live with the past. Anything happen within our life, when we talk a lot, when we associate a lot with people, all those will pop up when we are in silent mode. Sitting here, close our eyes, relax, breathe in, breathe out, that is silent. Those thoughts will arise. When those thoughts arise, for most of us, we chase after it, we go for it, and thinking, and we imagine more things after it for hours. And then we follow a different thought. We keep repeating it. And now, we don't do that anymore. When thought arises, we acknowledge that we have thought. By saying silently, thought, bring it back to this breathing method, right now and here. Okay? This is the way to train our mind, to train us how to bring the concentration back to this present moment. This is a very basic step for us to do first. Of course, for mindfulness meditation, it will be step by step, but this is the basic that all of us can practice every day. Thought arise, we acknowledge it's thought, and then breathe in, breathe out. Thought arise again, acknowledge it, come back. Acknowledge it, come back. When we hear noise, when we hear sound, anybody talk, don't ask why, who, what, where. Just acknowledge those as sound, sound, sound. Come back here. And then feelings, sensation, acknowledge on this body, hurt, numb, pain, anything. Acknowledge as a feeling, come back here. We keep training ourselves that way for us to have a new habit of bringing our concentration back to this present moment. Present moment is what we really need. We don't need to live with the past. The past is a history. Nobody can change it. So no regret. Already done the forgiveness meditation already. Let it go. But we don't need to chase after the future as well, because the future is not yet come. We can make a vow for us to do something, but we are not keep thinking. We are now sitting here but thinking, later when I go home, what should I cook for my kids? Tomorrow where we go for the weekend. And then when holidays come, we're gonna think, we're gonna go buy something that's on sale. So on and so on. Right? That is thinking about the future. We keep thinking about us. This is natural. This is the nature of the mind. We cannot push it away. All we need to do is just acknowledge it. And later on, when you master your bringing your mind back, your concentration back, all you need to do is just observe it, and then it will vanish by itself. Okay? And so, if we can do that every day, in the morning, noontime, nighttime, and then when we go to work, every 1 hour of working, take out just 1 or 2 minutes. Let go of everything. Relax and pay attention to our breath going in and out for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. And then go back to work. Another hour passed by. Take out another minute to breathe in and breathe out. Every 1 hour, take out 1 minute. If we can do that, 8 hours working, we can have 8 minutes of mindfulness practicing. And then when we have free time, just sit down and relax. Find a peaceful place. Sit down, relax, breathe in and breathe out. Lying down on the bed, instead of playing around with your lovers, do the breathing. I mean the phone. Yes, your cell phone. We always say that when we lie in the bed, we play with the cell phone. That is what I call your lover. So when we live with our lover while our partner is lying on the side of the bed, cold, and we don't even care, we talk with our lovers. Right? So let's not do that anymore. Instead of playing around with the lovers, do the breathing. The breathing. Or when you lying down on the back, like that, we can put our 2 hands on our abdomen. And then all we need to do is just when we breathe in, remember, do not force our breath, okay? When we breathe in, our abdomen is rising. Try that. Close our eye and breathe in to see if the abdomen, our stomach is rising. And then when we breathe out, it's falling. Naturally, don't force your breath, okay? If we can lie down on the bed and just be like that, just pay fully attention to rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, fall asleep. See, if you can just keep doing that until you fall asleep, that's okay. That is practice to be mindful. Mindfulness practicing as well. And then every day, we have to be mindful on every little thing we do in life. Cooking, washing, cleaning, eating, drinking, changing, anything. We have to be mindful. Do not multitask anymore. We are not a robot or something that we can do multitask all the time. Because we are multitask, that's why all the thing we do is not perfect. Because our concentration is not concentrating on one thing, but many things, right? That is why teenagers, the kids nowadays, they cannot focus on their schoolwork. They cannot. Even a very simple math, they still cannot do it within their head. They have to use a calculator, the cell phone. Is that right?
Yes.
How many of us now that can remember 10 phone numbers? Raise your hand, please. 1, 2. Okay. That's a good number of people, about less than 20. Who can remember 5 phone numbers? Okay, quite a lot. Okay. Now go back to 20 years ago, before the smartphone, when we have the pager. How many phone numbers we actually remember? The old phone book. Right? Why is that? What's the problem here? It's because we depend on technologies too much. Right? We live in this world, but we always depend on something else, the technologies. Because whenever we need to call somebody, we search the name. We don't dial the number anymore. Back then we have to dial the number, right? Now we don't do that anymore. We just search the name by, okay, I need to call Sam with the S. And then the Sam pop up, hit call. That's it. Well, that's a good test. No sidetrack when aloka walk out. There you go. Now sidetrack. Exactly like what I said. Okay, now the focus point is me or aloka? Okay, let's me continue. So, let us put our lovers away for a moment before we go to bed. 1 hour before we sleep. So we can practice mindfulness. So we can purify our mind. And then in the morning when we wake up, the first thing in the morning when we wake up, what we will do? Grab our lovers. Or in the middle of the night we couldn't sleep, grab our lovers. Talk. Who commented something on my status overnight? She laughed so hard. So we've been doing all these things for so long already. That is why we cannot concentrate. Okay? Now we need to change. In the morning, instead of touch and grab our lovers, just hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. She shook her head like this. Means that I agree, go back to sleep. No. Don't hit the snooze button. Because when we hit that snooze button to go back to sleep, we say that, okay, I will get up within a minute. That bed will grow legs and arms to grab you down for hours. Okay? Don't do that anymore. Just get up, but don't touch your lover. Instead, get a piece of paper and a pen out. Write out this statement. Today is going to be my peaceful day. It is very important for us to get a pen and a paper, even though we already memorized it, even though I have said this statement for so many times and it's all over the internet now, I believe. But please get a piece of paper and a pen out to write it down, because this mind needs job to do. If we don't give us a job to do, when it's vacant, when it's empty, it will pick up all the trash to chew it over and over. What are the trash? Trash means all those unhappy things in our life, all the bad habits in our life. Those are called trash because they are not usable. We cannot live with those. Those are just make us suffer. But the mind, if when it's empty, we don't give the mind a job to do, it will automatically pick up all those. Barely it thinks about the good things. always think about the bad things. That is why we do bad things when there's no people around. Okay? So get a pen and a piece of paper and write it down, and then read it over with our eyes. Read it over and over with our eyes. After that, read it out loud. Today is going to be my peaceful day. To tell the universe that today is my peaceful day, no one can mess it up except us. We are the only person in this world can mess our day up. No one else can. It doesn't matter what our husbands say. It really doesn't matter. If we are mindful enough to hold back, to aware of all those, to realize that whatever that our husband said is hurtful, if I react, both sides will be hurtful. And regret will be in between. We cannot let go if we cannot have a peaceful day. So, when we react, there are 3 places to go, remember? Have to remember that way. Okay? So, don't react when he say anything that we don't like. Just come back within our breath. Or think of something else. Think of another beautiful voice. Not another guy, okay? Don't do that. Think of a mantra or a prayer, anything or a song that is beautiful, that is nice instead of his voice. That is the way to run away while we are not strong, while our mind is still weak. It's okay to run away. We just need to switch that voice into a different voice. Change that face into a different face. And again, not another guy face. Okay? But instead, our father, our mother, our teachers, or whoever that can make us laugh, happy, then we're not gonna be angry. The more you listen, the more you think of his face, you will not be able to control your emotion. Because we are not mindful yet. Remember? When we are mindful enough, it's okay. You can come back within very quickly. Very quickly. Then you don't need to run away. All you need to do is just observe it, and then it will vanish by itself. Knowing that when I react, the fire will start within my chest. It burn me. And it burn all the way up here. It is hurtful. Then I will not let it burn me. That is when we are mindful enough, when our mind is strong enough to take anything in. But for right now, we can choose that way to switch. Okay?
There is a profound difference between simply moving our feet and truly walking. In our modern lives, we are often in a rush to get somewhere, to the office, to the store, to the next appointment, treating the ground beneath us as nothing more than a conveyor belt to the future. We walk for fitness, counting steps on our watches. Or we walk for distraction, eyes glued to screens while the world blurs by. But imagine for a moment that walking could be something else entirely. Imagine if every step was not a means to an end, but a declaration of peace. This is the essence of a walk for peace. It is not a hike for amusement or a race for glory. It is a solemn, joyful mission to bring the mind back to the body, to align the rhythm of our feet with the rhythm of our breath. When we walk with this intention, we are no longer just traversing a physical distance. We are traversing the landscape of our own consciousness. When we step out onto the road of life with this kind of mindfulness, we inevitably encounter others. We are rarely walking alone, whether on a pilgrimage highway or the crowded sidewalks of a bustling city. We are surrounded by humanity. Sometimes, the sheer volume of people can be overwhelming. We see faces we don't recognize, energies we didn't anticipate, and situations we cannot control. It is easy to feel swept away by the tide of the crowd, to let the noise of the world drown out our inner silence. Yet, this is exactly where the practice begins. The overwhelming nature of the crowd is not an obstacle to our peace, it is the testing ground for it. We have put ourselves out there, exposed to the elements and the energies of others. And the question becomes, how deeply has this affected us? Can we stand in the middle of the whirlwind and remain the eye of the storm? The goal is not to isolate ourselves from the chaos, but to walk through it without letting it jump between us and our own minds. We must learn to greet people not just with a wave of the hand, but with a mindful heart, ensuring that even in the busiest of moments, we remain the sovereign guardians of our own peace. However, remaining peaceful in a chaotic world is easier said than done because life has a way of triggering us. We have all faced moments where the world does not cooperate with our plans. Someone cuts us off in traffic, a colleague makes a snide remark, or a family member criticizes us. In these moments, our ancient habit is to react. We have spent lifetimes reacting. It is a mechanism so ingrained in us that it feels automatic. But we must look closely at the physics of this reaction. When we react with anger or defensiveness to someone else's negativity, it is like two hard rocks smashing against each other. When rock hits rock, there is no softness, no absorption, and no healing. There is only impact, and inevitably, one or both of the rocks will break. Our lives, if we are honest, often look like a pile of broken stones. We have been shattered so many times, by family arguments, by work stress, by the disappointments of life, that we have become fragmented. We break down, we cry, we shake with frustration, and then, tragically, we sweep the pieces under the rug and move on as if nothing happened. We forget the pain until the next rock comes flying at us. And we react again, breaking a little more. This cycle of reaction is the root of our suffering. If we let people trigger us, if we hand over the remote control of our emotions to every passerby who upsets us, we will never know peace. The alternative is to stop being a rock. When we stop reacting, we stop colliding. We learn to let the insults and the chaos pass through us like wind through a net, leaving us intact, whole, and capable of continuing our walk. The cost of refusing to learn this lesson is terrifyingly high. It is not just a matter of having a bad day, it is a matter of where our lives ultimately end up. If we follow the trajectory of unchecked reaction, anger, and conflict, we find that the road leads to three very specific, tragic destinations: the hospital, the jail, or the funeral. This may sound extreme, but ask any police officer, or walk through the wards of any hospital. How many injuries, how many heart attacks, how many crimes of passion started with a single moment of lost mindfulness? How many lives were ruined because two rocks collided and neither was willing to soften? We often see funerals where people send flowers and cards wishing the departed to rest in peace. But there is a hard truth we must face. If we do not live in peace, we cannot expect to die in peace. Peace is not a magical state that descends upon us when our hearts stop beating. It is a habit we cultivate while the blood still flows in our veins. If our days are filled with turmoil, anxiety, and conflict, our transition from this life will be no different. We cannot wait for death to bring us the serenity we refused to cultivate in life. We have to be at peace now, while we are surviving, while we are breathing, while we are navigating the messy, beautiful struggle of being human. We must refuse to go back to the old days of suffering. We walk for peace today so that we do not have to walk toward those three tragic destinations tomorrow. Yet, despite these high stakes, we treat our time as if it were infinite. We live with a dangerous delusion that we will always have tomorrow. This is perhaps the greatest trick the mind plays on us. We assume that because we woke up today, we are guaranteed to wake up tomorrow. But no one in this world can sign a contract guaranteeing our life. We could die in a second. Breath flows in, breath flows out, and then it stops. That is the fragile thread upon which our entire existence hangs. And yet, how do we treat our mornings? When the alarm goes off, giving us the gift of another 24 hours, what do? We hit the snooze button. We bargain for 5 more minutes of unconsciousness. We say, "Not yet, I'm not ready to live yet." We are willing to sleep through the miracle. When we hit that snooze button, we are telling the universe that we are not grateful for the day. And often, that bed feels like it grows arms and legs, grabbing us, pulling us back down into the lethargy of half-life. We must break this habit. We must realize that waking up is not a chore, it is a victory. We do not have energy to waste on laziness or procrastination because we truly do not know when our walk will end. We must awaken not just our bodies, but our peace, our loving kindness, and our compassion. These qualities have been locked away inside us for too long, hidden in the basement of our hearts while we sleepwalk through our days. It is time to stop hiding. It is time to wake up, fully and completely, before the opportunity is gone forever. But when we do wake up, what is the first thing we reach for? For most of us, it is not our breath, and it is not the hand of the partner sleeping beside us. It is our lover. This is the modern lover that has seduced us all, the smartphone. It is a strange and tragic romance. We lie in bed, the blue light illuminating our faces, scrolling through the lives of strangers, checking likes, reading comments, letting the digital world flood our minds before our feet even touch the floor. We touch this machine more than we touch our spouses. We gaze into its screen with more intensity than we gaze into the eyes of our children. This lover has stolen our focus and our memory. Think back to 20 years ago. Before the smart devices took over, we used to carry phone numbers in our heads, our parents, our best friends, the local pizza place. We dialed them physically, engraving the patterns into our muscle memory. Now, we are lucky if we remember to. We have outsourced our memory to a chip. We rely on technology so heavily that our own mental muscles have atrophied. We cannot do simple math without a calculator. We cannot remember a contact without a search bar. We are becoming a society of multitaskers, doing everything at once and nothing well. We are present everywhere digitally, but nowhere physically. To reclaim our peace, we must be brave enough to put the lover away. We must banish the phone from the bedroom for the hour before sleep and the hour after waking. We need to reclaim the intimacy of our own minds and the warmth of the real humans lying next to us. We need to stop living in the notifications and start living in the now. So, if we put down the phone and stop hitting the snooze button, what do we do with our minds? We need an anchor. The mind is like a wild animal, constantly jumping to the past, which is a history we cannot change, or the future, which is a fantasy that has not arrived. We regret yesterday and we worry about tomorrow, leaving the present moment completely vacant. The body is sitting here, but the mind is cooking dinner, arguing with a boss, or planning a vacation. The house is empty. To bring the mind back home, we have a built-in tool, the breath. The breath is the only thing that is always with us. From the moment of birth to the moment of death, it is the ultimate reality of the present. We can train ourselves to be the gatekeeper. Imagine sitting at the entrance of your nostrils, just watching. You are not forcing the breath, you are just the guard. You note breath coming in, breath going out. If the mind wanders, and it will, we can use tools to help it stay. We can count in, 1, out, 1, in, 2, out, 2. We can count up to 10 and then back down. We can say silently, rising, as the abdomen lifts, and falling, as it lowers. This is not just a practice for monks in a monastery, it is survival skills for human beings. We can do this anywhere. The Venerable suggests a beautiful, practical challenge. For every hour of work, give yourself 1 minute of mindfulness. Just 1 minute. Stop typing, stop talking, and just breathe. If you work 8 hours, that is 8 minutes of peace you have stolen back from the chaos. When you lie in bed at night, instead of scrolling, place your hands on your belly. Feel the rise and fall. Rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, asleep. This is how we train the mind to come back. We acknowledge the thoughts, thinking, and we gently shepherd the attention back to the breath. It is a gentle training. Like teaching a puppy to sit. We don't beat the puppy, we just bring it back, over and over again, until the mind learns that the present moment is the safest place to be. Finally, we must seal this practice with a powerful intention. The mind needs a job to do. If we leave it unemployed, it will wander into the trash heap of negativity. It will pick up old grudges, insecurities, and anxieties and chew on them like old gum. So, we must give it a new assignment. Every morning, after avoiding the snooze button and ignoring the phone, we should take a physical pen and a piece of paper, not a digital note, and write down a vow. Today is going to be my peaceful day. Read it, say it out loud, tell the universe. This sets the coordinates for the day. It tells the mind, this is our mission. When we do this, we empower ourselves. We realize that no one can mess up our day except us. The rude husband, the noisy neighbor, the demanding boss, they are powerless against a mind that has decided to be peaceful. If the husband says something hurtful, we don't react. We don't become the second rock. We pause. We breathe. If the urge to fight is too strong, we use a mental trick. We change the face. In our mind's eye, we replace the angry face of our antagonist with the face of someone we love deeply, our father, our mother, a teacher, someone who makes us laugh. We switch the channel. It is a way to protect ourselves while our mindfulness muscles are still growing strong. We are all walking this road together. We may not all be wearing robes or marching to Washington, D.C., but we are all on the pilgrimage. You can walk in spirit. You can join the mission from your living room, your office chair, or your kitchen, by practicing mindfulness, by refusing to react, by cherishing the breath, and by setting a daily vow of peace. You are walking. You are moving away from the hospital, the jail, and the funeral, and walking toward a life of depth, joy, and tranquility. The road is open. The breath is flowing. The step is yours to take.